Evil entities control our moods, actions, and reactions to the point that they immerse people in such a depression they don't want to live anymore. And those are the entities that suggest people to commit suicide. This is a video just for Reiki Healers. The reason is because I've seen again and again when I do videos and I talk about the entities, Reiki masters, Reiki practitioners tell me, I didn't know, I was not taught about this. And this is what happened, my friends. Reiki, as you know, as a practitioner, you know, that was discovered, let's put it that way, discovered by Mikao Usui in 1920. Even though it's in the East, these teachings spread in the world through the West. And the concept of entities, these dark, low vibration forms of energy, were not clearly expressed in the original teachings. They do talk about that when they talk about the Byoki, the sick energy. And later on in the Occident, in the Western world, when we talk about energy blockages, but the specific word entity is not mentioned there. Why? Because we, as a human beings, we are afraid of the unknown. If somebody tells you about entities, you immediately remember the movie The Exorcism that was overdone, exaggerated, because they want to scare people away. Well, this is my interpretation. So I'm going to explain as much as I can about this world of toxic energies. In my opinion, there are 3 layers of toxic energies. The first one is an static form of toxic energies that I just call energy blockages. This is an energy blockage that can, when you get scared. Let's say that a car cuts into your lane and you slam the brakes. You will have that energy blockage, that toxic energy that we produce. Yes, we produce that energy. Maybe in the solar plexus, in the heart, in the second chakra. There is a deeper layer that I call entities, which are individual conscious forms of toxic energies that have awareness. They can feel our thoughts and know our thoughts and act accordingly. Those toxic forms of energy produce physical symptoms deeper than the first layer. When we weaken an energy center, the loss of someone, chronic depression, emotions like that, that weakening is reflected to the aura. What is the aura? The aura is an energy field around us that is formed with the individual energy that our chakras are absorbing all the time, every day. If one chakra is blocked by this broken heart, there is a weakening on the energy, on the chakra. The weakening means that the energy cannot flow. We cannot absorb that energy. Why? Because there is an energy blockage. And that is reflected into the aura. People who can see the energy, they call it cracks or holes. And through those holes, these toxic forms of energy that we call entities come and get attached to our bodies. Now, there is a third level of toxic energies that I call evil entities. Evil entities are conscious, individual form of energies that are also are attached to our bodies when our energy body, our aura, our energy field is weakened. In the case of evil entities, there are 5 ways that we weaken our aura and we open our field to those evil entities. And they are, when we get drunk because our mind is blank, we don't have control of our mind, of our body, of our energy. When we do drugs, whether it's one-time marijuana, of course, LSD, heroin, cocaine, being intimate with someone who has all these toxic energies. When we are in an intimate relationship, we are having sex, our auras merge, so there is no more protection. With pornography or taking strong prescription medications. The aura, the meaning of the aura is to have a protection against those toxic energies, against entities and evil entities. That's the reason we have the aura. And these entities take advantage and they attach, usually in the second chakra, in the hara. And yesterday I discovered why. And the reason is, what is the most toxic part of our physical body? The intestines, between the stomach and the anus, between the solar plexus and the first chakra, because all the fecal matter, all the toxins are there. And of course, evil entities love that stuff because it's a place that they can absorb our energy in an easy way. Entities on the heart, you will see in people who have really no reason to live. They are very, very depressed. Those evil entities control our moods, actions, and reactions to the point that they immerse people in such a depression they don't want to live anymore. And those are the entities that suggest people to commit suicide, like Robin Williams, like Kate Spade, like Anthony Bourdain, the chef and the designer that recently committed suicide, like Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park. I made 2 videos about that because he clearly said that there is something here in my brain that is putting me down. It's very dangerous. And he was on drugs since he was a kid. Why? Because he was sexually abused. And how people cope with pain and suffering? By doing something. If they don't know how to meditate, if they don't go to an energy healer, they cope with pain and suffering, numbing that pain with alcohol, with drugs, with sex, with pornography, or taking strong prescription medications. In my experience, it is also important, our nutrition. We need to eat foods of high vibration. From all the great healers that I know, the best ones are the ones who embrace a raw food, at least vegan food, because it has a higher vibration. And the vibration of the food we eat is directly proportional to our vibration. So we need to make our vibration higher by meditation. As I said, deep meditation is the best protection against toxic energies like entities. And now, what is meditation all about? Meditation is the conscious contact with the divinity, with God. And that's the clue. What is God? Well, Reiki, that energy, that universal conscious energy, that's a manifestation that comes strictly, directly from God. How do we know that we are contacting God? When we sit down and in a few minutes we can start feeling the deep peace. And then after 10 minutes, 15 minutes or before, or at will, actually that's the best parameter, we can feel a deep peace, love, and joy. When we meditate deeply, we feel that peace, we feel that love, we feel that joy. And when we are in that state, nothing can harm us. When you get to that state, you are able to perform the deepest healings in the world. Why? Because you are capable to remove entities which are the causes of the serious health conditions, like cancer, Alzheimer, chronic pain, depression that leads to suicide, severe autism. Most people with serious mental problems have entities, evil entities in the brain. If entities would have not been created by God, everything comes from God. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and the beautiful too. If entities didn't exist, we wouldn't need an aura to protect us. The aura is an energy field that is a shield against these toxic energies. This is why Mikao Sui recommended to meditate, and he gave these wonderful meditations. I found so many Reiki practitioners that they don't meditate. They are not even taught the basic meditation that Mikao Usui taught, let alone most of the Reiki practitioners, maybe, I don't know, more than 50%, I'm going to do a survey, they don't even know the micro-orbit meditation. This is a very powerful pranayama that energizes our chakras and makes our energy field, our aura, very strong. And guess what? When our aura is strong, then and only then God will send us clients with entities, because we are protected enough by our strong energy field. So when we work with a client, whether it is hands-on or a distance, those entities won't be able to get attached to us, because they just cannot go through that light, this strong light that is around us. Why I am telling you all this? Because every time that a Reiki practitioner tells me in one of my videos to write down, I was not taught that. And people come, they drive hours or they take a plane to come to my classes so they can learn about this important and deep information. So my friends, Reiki practitioners, whether you are a Reiki 1, Reiki 2, or a master, you need to investigate. And I inviting you to take my Reiki 3 class. I teach my students how to find where the energy blockages are and what level they are. Or beware that entities have the capability to make themselves invisible to the biosense scanning that we learn in Reiki, to hover our hands over the body and we feel this tingling. That tingling doesn't tell us the level of energy blockage. If it's just an energy blockage, if it's an entity, or if it is an able entity. The biosense scanning has a limitation. There are people who have the capability, intuitive capabilities, like a medical intuitive, so people who can see the energy, they see these evil entities, they see these entities or energy blockages. Okay, for them, they are fine. But for most of us, 99% of the healers, we need a tool that is accurate, that is precise. The way that I teach and I found with years of practice is to find if in that particular chakra there is a regular static energy blockage, if there is a dynamic one or entity, or if there is an evil entity. So you have more knowledge and you know what you have to do when you find that. This is what I teach to my Reiki 2 students and what I teach in the Reiki 3 enhancement class. I love to see you in my class if you are serious about being a great healer, about healing people in the deepest way. Not just to make them feel good for a while, but a deep healing that is lasting, and they will feel like a good number of my clients, they say, I felt this ball coming out of my chest or my solar plexus or my stomach and coming up my body and out of my mouth. This is a very common way that entities leave people's bodies. Another way is with a big diarrhea that comes from the second chakra. All these toxins are accumulated, and with the diarrhea, the entity goes. However, you need to work by yourself a lot to make that entity feel uncomfortable in your body. How do you make entities and energy blockages feel uncomfortable in your body? Filling your body with light. And how do we do that? With meditation, with devotional chanting, like the chants of Paramahansa Yogananda. Bringing light to your body every day, being in nature, but meditation is the best and sure way to do it. I will invite you to take this Reiki enhancement class, and I would like to see you, and if you have any questions, just write them below this video. I love you all.